Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the official Hermitcraft Modsauce server. That's right, I got a little duck on my head. That is so cool. Yes, found another hat. Look at this thing. Oh, it's so cute. But hey, check it out. Where are we right now? This place is new. Some of you probably know what this is. This is a mining world, and as soon as I've come into this place, I was like, oh wow, this looks really cool. We got to record. But I think this mining place might be unique to me, because I know other people are using these on the server, and I've gone into this one. I was expecting to see quarries everywhere, because that is what I plan on doing this episode, is setting up some quarries, but this is a mining world, and it appears that this one is just for me. And looking at the mini-map, I can actually see some water around here. I thought for a second they might be something else. If we press N, oh, that's not how we do it, M. Yeah, you can see it's just a flat world. Lots of trees. Very cool stuff. So this thing right here is the portal. Let's go through it. Oh, wait a minute. We can't go through it. Why is that? It's because you've got to hold down shift. And you go through it instantly. That is just so smart. You know, there's things in survival that are a little bit tedious. Like you go to a portal and I've got to stand in here for a while. But all you got to do is hold down shift and you go through instantly. So to create this thing, just in case you're playing this and wanting to know how to do it yourself, you have to make one of these. The recipe for that is pretty simple and straightforward. Then you put this thing inside a crafting grid with some bricks, and each time you use it to create one of these, it will take a durability of which, I'm not sure what it has in total. I used 10, and then I lit the thing with this as well. But anyway, you get the blocks, you place them down in a shape like a nether portal, and then you right click this thing on the ground like a nether portal, as if it were a flint and steel, and that's it. Then you get to come through to this place. So, doesn't feel like there's too much to explore. Saying that, I see a castle, so that's something I want to go and check out. These trees though, this looks cool. We got an immature apricot. Okay, that name would probably indicate that it needs to grow a little bit here. Now I've seen some other trees that spawn with apples on them, but these have got all sorts of other different fruits and stuff growing. Dragon fruit, that's very cool. Do you know what? I probably won't, ever have a use for these, and even though I don't know what they really do, let's press R and see. Oh no, that's not how we do it. We have to break one of these, put them in my inventory, I think. There was a button you could press to get these and see the recipes without actually breaking them. Hopefully this will drop something. There we go. So if we go R, yeah, it doesn't appear, or is it U? U for uses, that's the one. Okay, you can use it for a player feeding upgrade. Fruit crumble, fruit salad. So food isn't really a use in my book. That's just another source of food. Although this is lovely that you've got so many options, like a peach smoothie. You could open a little smoothie bar over in the Hermit town area, whatever that thing is called. Anyway, my point is I don't think these things are going to have too many uses, but it'd be really lovely to make a garden and grow all the different fruit. Anyway, just because they look so cool. And this is absolutely amazing. And what is that over there? This is different. Okay, there's a little bit of depth here, I guess, for the water pools. That's good to know. So these have got some skulls. Maybe they're going in the wrong direction. Okay, I don't think we actually need those for anything. Yeah, so there's all sorts of different fruit. And can we plant these just by right clicking underneath? No, I'm going to eat it if I do that. This thing's immature, right? No, it's just a peach. And it's just like eating a little bit of food. Okay, that's cool. So somewhere around here I did see a castle. Textile garden, okay. And I've lost track of it already. Where was it? There it is, excellent. Okay, so we're going to go check this thing out, and then we're going to look at making a quarry, because it is time for us to get a quarry. Oh, look at that, bananas! Awesome! That is so cool. Oh, I'm absolutely loving this. The amount of new things there are to see and do, it really is wonderful. Okay, oh, so there's caves. There's caves. Is that limestone? Is that limestone? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That looks like limestone. I really want to get some of this stuff. Please tell me it is. Yes, it's limestone. Awesome. This can be used with chisel. Oh, I wish I brought my chisel with me. I left it. If we go here and click U, that's not the right thing, is it? I think we're going to have to use this thing down here. So let's type in limestone. There we go. And I think we have to go to the end of this list to see all the different blocks. There you go. So there's some right there. And look at those textures. They look really cool. They give me loads of ideas right there for things you could build with them. That's awesome. Good stuff. Alright, so this world's got limestone in as well. It's all good news at the moment, isn't it, really? Okay, let's break this and pop our heads up here. And we're going to have a look around this area. I've actually seen one of these before. I don't think there's too much to this. Yeah, it's all looking quite familiar now. I found one of these when I was exploring on my first day on the server. Actually, was it on this server? I think it was one of the maps that we had before we actually like finally reset it to get going and do videos on it, because it was running for a little while for us to just test. But I don't remember seeing anything that interesting on that one. Like, there were chests, but they all had naff items in, and it looks like it might be the same deal here as well. Yeah, nothing up the top here. I've seen a few of those in the overworld, and at first glance from up here, it doesn't look like there's much else. There is another structure over there. I'll probably wander over there and see if it looks like this one, because from over here it does. There's another one over there. Yeah, I guess I'll do a little bit of exploring and just see what other structures are around. But then we're going to have to build the quarry at some point, aren't we? Oh, we've got figs as well. Amazing. Okay, looks like this world is shared, because this is clearly the site of a quarry. Now, I've actually done a quarry before when playing Feed the Beast, so I kind of remember a few of the things you have to do to set them up. However, I'm pretty sure you need a power source for them as well, and I'm at a loss at what to do with that. But I'm going to go do the research and stuff. I'm not trying to derp my way through this, but it looks like the world is shared then, which is good to know. And this flowing water, I've got a problem. This can cause a problem? I've got a feeling it can cause lag. At least it used to do on the old world, and we had to spend ages removing them with water pumps. But this is a different looking dungeon right here. It'd be cool if the roguelike dungeons spawn in this world, because you could move around quite easily, find them, and then go down there and get some more spawners, which is something I definitely want, because I love building those farms with the vanilla spawners. But I think I've done enough talking for the beginning of this episode. It's time for me to figure out what's going on with this quarry, and then hopefully we'll be able to set one up. Alright, okay, we're back. I've been spending some time going around harvesting all of these different fruits. We're going to do something with that in the future, but for now we need to set up a quarry. And the way you do this, just in case you don't know, is you place down a landmark, then you power this, and then at the end of these blue lines over there and in that direction I've placed down another of two of these things, one at each end, and they are made with redstone torches and lapis, so nice and easy to craft. Then I do think what we do next is unpower it, right click it, there you go, so now it's connected with the ones at either end. And actually we can see a red line over there. It's created a big square, and that's where our quarry is going to go. So the thing for us to do now is to place the quarry down. Actually, we're going to put it here like that. Okay, that actually worked. Cool. I was really expecting something to go wrong there. And then we need to power this thing. So this is where things get a little bit confusing for me. Also, there's no like right click to interface with this thing, but you're supposed to place a power source adjacent to it. And then Jasassin recommended to me this thing right here. Now this looks interesting. It's a furnace generator, and I checked it out. You use a furnace to craft it. We can get the recipe from up here, and you just put fuel into it and it will generate power. Now there's a higher tier of this as well, and this thing really burns through the power quickly, so we're probably not going to use that straight away. But then I noticed that these ones over here have a power multiplier of 8, and their recipe requires 8 of the things before it, and these ones have 64 and they require 8 of those ones, so there's like a upgrade tier here as well, which is cool. So as we're learning something, we know we might be able to continue using this as we kind of upgrade our stuff, because this is going to probably be pretty slow when we start, and then we'll want to upgrade it as we go along. Anyway, enough talking, let's place this thing down, and that is weird. What's all that about? I don't know what that's doing. I really don't. And there's no interface for this. Okay. Are they items? Like, you have to hook up a chest to this thing. Is it chucking items out the top and just throwing them down? I don't even know. This is going to be interesting. Anyway, so we put this in here, and it starts generating power. Now, the time remaining is how long until it uses another one of these pieces of charcoal, and it started chucking stuff out again. Let's see where these things are landing, if they're actually items that it's mining. Has it even started doing that? Can I even see that? Where are they going? Okay. Right, this one's going to land over here soon. Do you know what? They don't look like items. This is not what items do, is it? And it's landing on top of the trees. Or is it destroying them? Look, something's destroying them. I think it's them. I think... Huh! Okay, is that how it quarries? Interesting stuff. Huh! Okay. Right, oh, everything is just so unexpected at the moment. You know, I did all of this on Feed the Beast or Technical Beast quite some time ago. It's been so long I've forgotten how things work, but I just didn't expect that at all. What I am expecting is for us to need to take some items out of this thing. So I've brought with me a transfer node, and we're going to hook that up to a pipe, which we can then attach to some chests. So I'm going to make a big line of this and just have chests one by one. I know it's all going to be like a little bit messy, but... Oh, we're getting some frames. Huh. That's the stuff that gets built by the quarry, I'm sure, around here where this yellow and black tape is. Actually, I remember it doing something along the lines of clearing out all of this area here before it then actually makes the frame. Who knows? Maybe I'm taking the frames out of this thing and I'm not supposed to be able to do that. This doesn't seem right, but then again I don't know what I'm doing. I think what I'm going to go do is actually go grab my axe and just chop down these trees because they seem to be trying to remove them at the moment. I'm also going to bring some more fuel because we've probably used a lot of that. Let's have a look. Yeah, not too much. I'll bring a hopper as well so we can, feed in some more fuel as we go along. Okay, right, so let's get to it. Let's chop down these trees and then see what happens. Well, it is happening. There are little bits of frames being flown into the sky and they're landing in place to create a frame around the outside, which is awesome. I've just finished punching down all of the trees when I noticed these blocks were appearing. It looks really cool. But I have something to show you over here. I think we found a little bit of a cheaty bug, to be honest. If we open this chest, we have absolutely loads of frames and we're getting more by the minute. And I think what the quarry has is an inventory full of frames, which it's now putting into place. But if we look at how many are in this chest, that's more than enough to build this frame around the outside here. So I've got a feeling that it's like an infinite frame in there and it's just continuously taking them. But when this thing has finished placing all of the frames, I don't know if it's going to continue doing this, and if it does, it could be a bit of a problem because we want to take the items that the quarry picks up and put them in the chest, not these frames. So it's going to be interesting, and if it works out in our favour and we get the items coming through and it stops giving us the frames, then we have found a little exploit right here. You could simply hook up a transfer node to a quarry and just give yourself infinite frames, which is obviously a bug and something that will be fixed. And it looks like it's not going to be long before this thing is finished now, so I'm going to stand around and wait and see what happens when the frame has finished building. Well, we have successfully made a mess. Look at this, it's throwing items out all over the place, and they are of course coming from the top of the quarry, so we have found ourselves an exploit. If ever you want to get loads of frames, just put a transfer node on the side of one of these things, but I think that means we're going to have to break that, put the transfer node on the top, and then put our transfer pipe coming out like this and going down into this bit. Let's chuck that in there. Probably going to throw these away at some point, and there we go. The dirt is going into this thing. That's awesome. And it's still taking out the frames, possibly. Did it still have some in the pipes? That is not good. Wait a minute, what's going on here? There's still dirt everywhere. Okay, this isn't working. Perhaps what we have to do is put an inventory space here and then put the transfer node on the side of that. So let's put down a chest. And then our transfer node... Oh, we're falling in the quarry. Where did it go? I don't see it. We've lost our transfer node. That's not good. It is nowhere to be seen. What is going on? Well, I don't know where that transfer node went, but I've got another one and it seems to be doing the job. The dirt is coming through. And that's good to know. It's faster than the quarry. A moment ago it looked like it might not be. However, I want to speed up this quarry, obviously. This thing right here, now the power multiplier is ×1. Do you know what? I put a piece of charcoal or two in here and I've got 25,000 RF. How much does this thing have? I'm going to break this off for a moment just to find out. Might be a good idea to take our charcoal out first. There we go. And so, oh, well, that thing has nothing. Is that a default? No, it's not a default thing underneath it, is it? Okay, so let's place this thing down and put a little bit of charcoal in. Let it do its thing. There we go, so 25 seconds, and then we'll pick it up and see how much power it has. But in the meantime, what we'll do is put down this one, which uses up a ton more. We'll have a look and see if this thing is going... Wow, that is definitely going faster. Okay, that's good to know. And then we'll pick that thing up in a moment. Wow, that's really fast. Okay, so I'm planning on putting another one down alongside this and seeing if it helps. Okay, right. Let's pick this thing up, and does it have like a... Yeah, it does. Okay, that's cool. Good to know. Not 100% sure what that means exactly, but let's wait for this thing to come down. Now, I don't think we're going to see much of a power increase, but if we put that down on the front side, does it connect to it? Does it do anything? It takes the dirt out of it. Brilliant. Okay, that's not what I expected it to do. We could also try and place it on the back side here. It's also going to connect to those things. That means we're going to need some covers. Okay, let's go grab some covers. Okay, even with covers it's just taking the items out. So at the moment that doesn't seem to be working, so I guess we're just going to use the one power source right there. My thinking was that we could have two of them and make it go twice as fast. But this thing, it really chews through the charcoal. I don't know how much we got left. We'll be able to see the rate. There you go. It's being used up really fast. So we're going to have to get a lot more of this stuff. That means planting some trees. We can, of course, plant them down in this world, and then we can chop them down with our axe. But I think we might have to look into something that's a little more automated or renewable, because this thing will eventually run out. And at the moment, we're still on the dirt level. We haven't even got near, you know, the ores and the diamonds, the things we really need down the bottom. So yeah, now that I think about it, renewable is a big thing, because we can calculate like how much we're using here. I'd say for every one of these we're probably getting like 3 or 4 blocks, so we would need a ridiculous amount of charcoal to go all the way down. So this has got us started, but yeah, we're going to have to look into something else. Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. We have got some limestone in this area, that is cool, as well as some marble, so some great blocks to build with from chisel. We're going to get coal. Was I just excited about getting coal? That's ridiculous. There's also some other stuff over here. False is over here checking out the place as well, by the way. We got salt ore over here. I have no idea what that is, but it's Pam's Harvest Craft, which is the same as the fruit that we've been getting from around here. And yes, there are some big jungle trees. This is the way... How am I going to get out of here? I've got like no blocks. I'm going to use chests to pillar up. Brilliant. I could also just dig my way out here through the side. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that. Anyway, I have got an idea for a power source. I was just over at False's checking out hers. She's using lava. And I was kind of tempted to do that, but then I thought, you know what I'm doing over here at the moment is actually pretty cool, and there's some ways that I can automate it. And look at this, got some charcoal lying around on the ground here. So I have added a extra thing to this. What is it called again? A modifier. And I put on 100 lapis on this, and already it's at 137 lapis. That's because I've been chopping down lots of trees with this thing, and it's the big jungle trees that I've been doing. I started off with the pink trees that we'd used in the past, but then I moved on to these ones, and the amount of charcoal you get from this is ridiculous. And as you can see, I've just put down a whole bunch of saplings everywhere, and I've been chopping them down, and it's pretty easy, you know, you get a lot of fuel from this. So you chop one of them down, you also get a ridiculous amount of XP. And one of the things I notice I've been doing is I kind of run around trying to pick up the XP, which is a little bit distracting and it slows me down a touch. But you get so many saplings you can easily replant. I think I started off with maybe 12 saplings, and with a few trees over there I've grown it all the way over here. So you get enough back to plant it back down again. So let's chuck the charcoal into this thing. You can see it's full up. And I've got some over here. So the amount of charcoal that we're getting it a lot quicker than we're using it up over here, which is a good thing. So, Thulse had something, I think it was an energy conduit. Yeah, look at this. She was using those to connect her generators, her lava generators, which are from the same mod as this. They look similar, they're like red instead of blue. And so I think that will mean that the energy conduits will work with this thing. But if we have multiple energy conduits pointing into this quarry, and we connect them to multiple ones of these, then we can have this thing run even faster, because it will be running off of more than one of these, which is what I want to do. So in order to keep this thing running, we have to produce a large amount of charcoal, which we can actually do with me manually harvesting it. Now there's probably ways to maybe give a block a tool like this so it can do it automatically, but I'm kind of far off that at the moment. So I was thinking, well, what can I do to make my life easier here if I'm going to walk around and chop all of this down? And I was remembering that we've been using the advanced item collectors recently. So what we could do is put down some chests with those on, and then they would automatically pick up these for us. That means all we have to do is walk over, chop it down, replant, and then move on. Although I would need to pick up the saplings from somewhere. But my idea was to then perhaps create a network of those, what are they called? I've got them on me. Transfer pipes that all take the items back to a central place. So all the saplings would go back to one place. Whenever we'd come out here to harvest them, we would have loads of them on us so we could replant them all. Then when all the stuff falls down, it's going to get picked up automatically. We replant this and move on to the next one. And with a large amount of trees, we can get through that really quickly and produce an insane amount of charcoal. Way more than we can use for this thing, I think. I really do think it's possible. And I think it's going to be fun because although there's other ways of doing this stuff, I'm doing this with what I know, so I'm not going to learn anything more about another alternative power system. I'm just going to use my own knowledge so far of these mods to try and do it, which is really exciting. So all of this area here is going to become a proper thing. What I'm going to do is create like a grid and build it up a little bit, so there'll be places where you plant down the dirt, and then there'll be item collectors around them, and then there'll be loads of pipes bringing it all back to one place. It's going to be a really fun project. And I think I've told you everything about it I need to, so it's time for me to just crack on and build it. And I'll come back with you when this thing is finished, because it's going to take me a fair bit of time, and I feel like just chilling out, listening to some music and enjoying some mod sauce. So this thing took a fair bit of time to put together. I thought it would be pretty simple and straightforward because it's just like a platform, but somehow it took a fair bit of time, and I did want this thing to be a little bit bigger, so that's something I'm hoping to do in between episodes if I get the time. But check it out, we got 3 of these little pickup points over here. These are advanced item collectors on top of a transfer node. The way I did that is I put the block down first, put a transfer node facing into it, and then replace the block with the advanced item collector. So on this thing right here, there is a speed upgrade. Now we definitely need more of these, but these things are pretty expensive, so we're going to get those materials from the quarry later on, and then we'll be able to upgrade this thing. And the advanced item collector is on its maximum radius, and on the Y it's just set to 3. And so then it's going to pick up all the items that drop from this around it, which is pretty awesome. So under there is a pipe leading all of the items down to a chest at the end here. And there is the chest. And it's picked up a sapling, which is strange, because a moment ago this thing was fine. Maybe one of the trees has grown, and where it's grown it's broken a leaf, and that leaf happened to drop a sapling, something like that. Anyway, underneath here there is a transfer node that has a filter in it, and it's a different one from the one we've used before. It's this one right here. Pretty much does the same thing, and it filters charcoal into a pipe down below that goes over to this thing. Now currently this is untested, but in theory it should work. This should fill up with charcoal, and then the hoppers will distribute it evenly, or kind of evenly, I guess evenly based on it being full and backed up into these things right here. And then we have this pipe from Mechanism apparently called a basic universal cable. This is an alternative to the other one that I think I talked about a little bit earlier that was on Force's setup, and I just used this because I had the materials to craft it, whereas I didn't have the other one. So hopefully, and again this is untested, all of the power is going to go into this and power the quarry 4 times as fast, which we're about to find out if we can do. Now my charcoal is in the chests over here, and I'm not sure what the best way to put them in is at the moment, but if we put it into this thing it's probably just going to distribute to the first one first of all because of the hoppers, and then what we need to do is put the rest in ourselves. So let's just put, oh that's nice, it goes green. Let's just put charcoal into each one of these. That one's already got some. That one hasn't though, that's strange. That's not what I was expecting. And I'm just going to fill all of this up quickly and I'll be back in a sec. So the hoppers have all been filled up, and at the moment it kind of looks like this thing is keeping up. I'm not sure really. Is that the rate that the hopper's pulling the items out here? I guess I'll soon find out as I monitor this thing. I think the best way to find out is to look at these. That's full up. That's not. Okay, that's a sign, and that one isn't as well. Okay, I don't think this thing is actually distributing the items in fast enough, which is a little unfortunate. But look at how fast this thing is going. That is definitely 4 times faster than it was before, I think. I don't know, it's pretty fast, but now it's just rocketing back and forth, which is awesome. So what I need to do now is just go around and chop down these trees, and then I'll let this thing do the rest. So when I come over here, I would of course had my saplings with me, which I forgot to do. I could plant them down right after I've chopped up all of these, but then I can just leave it to do its thing because the charcoal is going to get picked up by the advanced, what are they called again? The advanced item collectors, and they're going to go down into this chest where the saplings are going to start collecting, and then the charcoal is going to go straight through to this thing over here. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it coming in. We're at 11 times 64. I think it comes through a stack at a time. See, the thing is, this thing is really slow at the moment, and we really need those upgrades. Okay, so it's going in, and you can see it's going down as well. So now those items should be coming through to over here, which will keep this thing going. I don't know. I'm going to find out a lot more about it in between episodes. That's going to have to wrap things up for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. And if you have any suggestions for what I'm doing right here, then feel free to leave a comment down below. I know this isn't the most efficient way of doing this, but it's just a way I can do it and have fun. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.